How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be predicting who's going to be winning the 2021 Constructors Championship. So I'm going to be telling you that 10 different teams are currently racing in F1, and I'm going to be giving you which team's going to come first and which team's going to come last in the Constructors Championship. So let's get right into the video.
I know what you think, guys. How do you win the Constructors standing? It's pretty easy. So basically, currently there's 10 teams in F1 and each team has 2 drivers. So there's currently 20 drivers in F1. So using these 20 drivers, they race over 23 races, and combined together from the 23 races, who has the most points wins to the Constructors standing. It's pretty simple. So guys, why do I think Aston is going to be dead lost in the Constructors Championship? There's many reasons why. Let's start with the 2 new drivers they've signed. They've signed Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Okay, let's start with Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher always takes 1 year to get used to any car he drives, and I think this year is going to be a year where us just let's both of the drivers just get used to the car and try to actually do damage next year. And I understand why. It's been a very difficult season because of coronavirus. It's affected a lot of teams where they can't get any money in sponsors, in endorsements. It's been a tough year, and another reason why I think us is going to really struggle this year is that testing's happened in a few days and they don't have an engine ready. Like most teams already have an engine ready a month before because they can put all the time into aerodynamic testing, mode system testing. All the engineers trying to make sure they can get the best out of the car. And if you don't have an engine before testing, it just doesn't impress me and doesn't show me that teams out here to win, try to get points. And that's why I think Aston is going to come dead last in the Constructors Championship. So who do I think is going to come 9th in the Constructors Championship in the 2021 season? I think it's going to be Williams. The reason why I think Williams is going to come over Aston is because Williams have got way more experience than Aston. They've got George Russell and Nicholas Latifi. These people are very experienced. Even though Williams is not the best car in F1 and they've been struggling over the last few years, they got new ownership. And even though they have to bring the car over from last season and the new financial rules don't come onto next season, it got delayed by a year because of coronavirus. I think this year 9th position seems right for Williams. So what team do I think is going to come in 8th position? I think in 8th position is going to be Alfa Romeo Racing. And there are many reasons why I think Alfa Romeo Racing is going to come in 8th position. They've got 2 talented drivers in Kimi Räikkönen and Antonio Giovinazzi. Let's not forget, guys, Kimi Räikkönen used to be a former champion. He won the driver standings in 2007. So he clearly has some potential because not everyone wins the driver standings, and it's a big boy club which you need to be part of. And I think when Kimi Räikkönen actually tries, he actually can do well, because last year towards the end of the season when Alfa Romeo Racing actually started to do some bits, actually started trying, they actually got some points. And Antonio Giovinazzi is actually very talented. Many people underrate him. Many people think, he's a bit shit because Alfa Romeo Racing are just there. They ain't really good. But I'm telling you, Giovinazzi can actually get some very important points for them. When Kimi Räikkönen's actually too busy having a sesh and he's just there to get the money, I think Antonio Giovinazzi can actually go out there and get the best use of the machine. And we've seen Giovinazzi actually get the best use of the machine last season, where they got them important, crucial points for the team. And I think that's what's really going to help them this season. The experience of Kimi Räikkönen and Giovinazzi is going to be massive for them, and that's why I think they're going to come in 8th position. So who do I think is going to get 7th place in the Constructors Championship? I think it's going to be Alfa Tauri. There's many reasons why I think Alfa Tauri is going to get 7th in the Constructors Championship. With Alfa Tauri, even though they got the historic win in the Italian Grand Prix where Pierre Gasly came 1st position, and it was just a real nice love story. I think with Alfa Tauri machine, they're just one of those cars who are really fast for the bottom half, but are not just quite there just to get to the top, to get into the top 5 or the top 6. And I think 7th position just seems right for Alfa Tauri. Even though they've got 2 talented drivers in Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda, I think they're just going to struggle this season. Like, I love that story, what happened where they came 1st place in the Italian Grand Prix and all the team just running around Pierre Gasly and he's jumping on them. But I just think when the pit lane's not closed and Lewis Hamilton doesn't get a 10-second penalty, and that's why Alfa Tauri wins the race. But in a normal race, I think Alfa Tauri is just not fast enough to get it, just to peak into the top. And I think Pierre Gasly last season and Danny Kvyat did really well to get the best use of the machine and get the most important points. And I think Yuki Tsunoda will actually would be a really good driver to make sure that the car gets the best of it. But I just think 7th position seems right, and I can't give them any higher. And that's why I think Alfa Tauri is going to come 7th position in the constructors.
So guys, who do you think is going to come 6th position in the constructors standings and is going to miss on the top 5? It's a controversial decision, but I'm going with the Alpine. I know what's everyone thinking. Oh my god, you're a keyboard warrior. Oh my god, you're a casual. Oh my god, what are you saying? Oh my god, you're so dumb. Let me explain why I think Alpine's gonna come 6th position and it's gonna miss on the top 5. I think they've got great talent in Esteban Ocon. I think Fernando Alonso is just not the right signing they made. I understand Fernando Alonso is a legend of the game, a 2-time champion in 2005 2006. He won with Renault. He's coming back to Alpine, former known as Renault. The dream, like it's there. I understand, but I'm just telling you, he's just a bit old and he's just a bit boring. Like with Kimi, when Kimi actually tries, I think he can do well. But I think with Fernando Alonso, when he tries, I think he ain't gonna help Alpine this year. And I think Esteban Ocon's gonna get them a crucial point. I think he's going to get on the podium this season for sure. He's a talented driver for sure, and he deserves a podium. But I think Fernando Alonso is just going to cause them a lot. I just see him crash a lot of times, and he's just going to try to overtake, and he's just a bit too old. And F1 keeps on evolving, and there's always better drivers, faster drivers. There's always better people coming. I think re-signing Fernando Alonso is just the right move. And I think with the Alpine car, even though it looks sexy, it looks like a beast. I think they bought over the car from last year, and I think the Renault car last year was just not fast enough.
I think he's going to come 5th position in the Constructors Championship. I think he's going to be Scuderia Ferrari. Let me explain why I think Scuderia Ferrari is going to come 5th position. The first reason why I think they're going to come 5th position and not any higher is because they've had some major problems last year. Last year they had so much engine failure, and that cost them so many points in the Constructors Championship. And I think even though they've invested their money into fixing the engine, I think this has swept over all major things which they have to invest the money into: aerodynamics, into braking, into engine modes, into tires, I think. But even then, I think why they're going to come 5th position because they've got 2 great drivers in Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Let me explain why Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz is going to be the best drivers to get them to 5th position. Because Charles Leclerc, in his first season, he did bits with Scuderia Ferrari when Sebastian Vettel was coming towards the end, and even last year, he got the best out of that shitty machine. Let's remember, guys, Ferrari was once upon a time one of the greatest achieving Formula One car, but they've gone down the hill. Like, every team goes through a dip, goes through a cycle. But I think making sure they've signed Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc is going to create great competition. I think competition is very important for Scuderia Ferrari this year, because this competition is going to make them get, and that's why I think Scuderia Ferrari is going to come 5th position in the Constructors Championship. So who do I think is going to come 4th in the Constructors standing? I think it's going to be Aston Martin Racing. Let me explain why I think Aston Martin Racing is going to come 4th place in the Constructors standings. I'm just going to miss out on the top. The first reason why I think is that they got 2 great drivers in Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel, but I think Sebastian Vettel is a bit past his prime. The Sebastian Vettel in 2013, from 2010 to 2014, with that Red Bull, was just unstoppable. He was unstoppable, one of the best champions in the world. But I just think ever since he's gone to Ferrari, I just think he just doesn't have the same drive. I think he's just there in Aston Martin Racing for the money, even though he might get some good podiums here and there. But I think overall there's just so much new talent which is going to overtake him. And with Lance Stroll, I just think he's so inconsistent. Like, even though Daddy's money has got your spot, like, he's a good driver at the end of the day, even though Daddy's money has aided him his lifestyle. But I think Aston Martin Racing, I know, just enough there to catch up to 3rd. And I think the inconsistency from Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll is going to cost them the 3rd position, and that's why I think 4th position seems right for Aston Martin Racing. So who do I think is going to get a bronze podium of the constructors standings? I think it's going to be McLaren. And I think McLaren are actually going to have a really good season this year. I think McLaren actually gone out there and done the right business. I think getting Danny Ricciardo from Renault is actually such a good addition to the team, because Danny Ricciardo is probably one of the best drivers out there. This man nearly won the driver standings in 2016. Red Bull actually fucked him up. Red Bull made silly mistakes when Max Verstappen, that prick, was like crashed into Danny Ricciardo, the pit stop errors. But I think McLaren have come up over the last 5. McLaren have really done well with getting a new principal officer, the new chief of officer, and making sure that the team the team gets the right engine modes, making sure they make the right investment to aerodynamics, and actually they've been coming up over the last year. Last season was a big season for them. They just missed out on some important podiums with Carlos Sainz, where he missed out to Pierre Gasly, but they could have won that. Lando Norris, who did bits, but I think this year, Daniel Ricciardo for Carlos Sainz is so good because Daniel Ricciardo did so well with the Renault engine, and that he got the best of the engine, and the McLaren engine is probably 3-4 times better than the Renault engine. So imagine what Daniel Ricciardo can do with that McLaren car. I'm getting goosebumps, guys. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I think third position seemed right, but if we see McLaren come second position, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think McLaren's going to come third position. So guys, who do I think is going to come second in the constructor standing and is going to miss on the goal position? I think it's going to be Red Bull Racing. Let me explain to you why Red Bull Racing is going to come second and not first. The first reason why I think Red Bull Racing is going to come second is that Max Verstappen doesn't feed well to competition. I think when you had competition in 2016 against Daniel Ricciardo, he didn't really do well, and I think he always wants to be the big dog in the team. And I think with someone like Sergio Perez coming to the team, who's a very established driver, and I think he's going to give a race for Max Verstappen's money. I think Max Verstappen is going to make some crucial mistakes, which is going to cost him the constructor standings. I think he drives too recklessly. Everyone thinks Roman Grosjean and what's his name, Kevin Magnussen drive recklessly. Have you seen some of the things Max Verstappen does? Yeah, and he blames everyone else for his problems. And I think Sergio Perez will save them this season. I think they could even go down to third position, but I think Sergio Perez being the great driver is going to get them second position. And I think overall, I think they're just not strong enough to catch up to the Mercedes. I think the Mercedes team budget is just too big, and what Toto Wolff has done with Mercedes is just too good. And I think Red Bull have a culture of very autocratic culture where they just enjoy one person up top. They don't want both person to do well, and I think that might fuck up the Red Bull's constructor standings. But that's why I think Red Bull is going to come second this year. So guys, who do I think is going to be the king of the 2021 constructor standing? It's going to be Mercedes. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Mercedes again? But come on guys, who can stop that Mercedes machine? Mercedes are on level 10 and some of these people are just loading into the game. And even Red Bull, I think they're on level 2 and Mercedes on level 10. And what Toto Wolff has done for Mercedes is been great. He signed Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Both of them were killing the races from 2013 until 2016 when Nico Rosberg retired. Then they went and got Valtteri Bottas. They've done the right business, and their budget is just too big. They got 500 million in budget. I think that's Williams, Alfa Tauri, Alfa Romeo. I think 5 teams put together is not going to equal the Mercedes budget. And all the budget just goes to the right things. And I think this year, Valtteri Bottas is going to have a better season than last year. Even when he was fucking up, Lewis Hamilton was always there. And everyone says this could be Lewis Hamilton's last season. Maybe he's giving up his throne for George Russell. But I think this season, they're just going to demolish them because the rules from 2020 to 2021 hasn't changed a lot. 2022 is going to be the most important year for Formula One. But I think many teams have just redesigned the cars and just got the same cars from 2020 to 2021. So there's not really a big difference which I can see. So that's why I'm going with Mercedes to win the 2021 season. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope everyone's having a great day. These are my predictions for the 2021 constructor standings. Please like, subscribe, comment. Who do you think is going to come on top? Either it's going to be Mercedes, Red Bull, McLaren, or someone else totally different. I'm going to come with so much new F1 content. The NFL season's out, so I can't make any more NFL videos, but the F1 videos are coming to you. There's 23 races this season, and every race is going to have its own unique winner, and I can't wait. So I will see you later. Please like and subscribe. Peace.